Welcome, everybody, to Player Profiler News Primetime, brought to you by Fast Draft. If you like drafting and you want to draft faster with Fast Draft. Fast Draft is the best online game for best ball and DFS. DFS Sundays. Best ball drafts are live now. You can draft the Flex 4 game, which it'll take any 4 skill players out of the 6 that you drafted and give you your best balls. The IDP League is D-Up, and we got the Rookie League. So all of your needs are taken care of. Use code BOOTH for a $50 deposit match, and we'll see you in the draft rooms. We're going to get this show started. So, hey, let's get this show started. Welcome to PPN Friday. I am bigz. He is Chev. I'm Brendan Booth, and my co-host with me, as always, is Justin Curry. Oh, no, it's Delco Dave. Delco Dave is our new producer, so I wanted to introduce him on our show today. Go ahead and tell everybody in your dulcet Philadelphia accent, welcome, and who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here. Looking forward to being your guys' producer. Love Fast Draft, too. I got 110 drafts done in the Flex 4 already because that contest is close to closing. I think it's at like 80% as of earlier today on the fill rate. So if you're going to get your drafts in, go ahead and get them in now, guys.
Okay, and a quick question for you. Pork or cheesesteak?
Oh, cheesesteak, baby.
Okay, but the pork sandwiches are so good. And Rocket Pop or water ice?
Oh, I drink water ice.
There you go. I just wanted to hear you say water ice. Chev is here.
What's up, fellas?
We are mocking the Scott Fish Bowl 15 because my live draft starts in about 18 hours from now.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is the kickoff day for Scott Fish Bowl 15. I am hosting the NorCal event. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We got Alec Martin here to rock. Killas wants to mock. I got bars. It's showtime, baby. And Alec Martin, also known as Pickadelphia over on Sleeper. He's another Eagles fan. So
yeah, Alec, go Birds, baby.
And Dave, we got the Eagles fans in the house. So let me get this started real quick. I just need to do some producer stuff because our producer is kind of lagging a little bit. But let me, getting his feet wet. You can't just like go from 0 to 100 right away. Nobody's asking that of you, Dave. It'll take a while to get you acclimated and stuff. So here we go with the share screen. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash, and let's start this mock draft. So Dave, you are going into the Fishbowl for the first time, and you're drafting in the Omaha Live. Is that correct?
Yeah, a couple weeks will be doing it, man. I'm excited about it. Got my take to Scott Fishbowl, be up there. My first time in Scott Fishbowl. Excited, just going over the rules earlier. Love to have some IDP stats in there. So this will be an interesting experience.
So one of the things that we're going to have you do as a producer when we're on is if there's comments, we'll have you do the best job that you can of putting them up in a timely fashion. So Mad Dog, what up, fellas? And Pickadelphia is very excited about a two-peat coming. Now, what draft slot are you picking out of?
They haven't announced our draft order yet.
So you didn't get in with your invitation and pick?
No. I got my invitation, signed up. I'm on Sleeper in the league, but I haven't heard anything about draft slot yet.
Okay. And Chev, where are you drafting from?
7.
Okay. And I'm the 10.
7 was not available in this mock draft.
Apparently, there have been a couple of leagues where they're going to do randomized draft slots once they get to the live event, which is I've been in 2 lives so far, and it's you pick your slot and that's it. So I picked the 10, but I haven't been drafting from the 10. I've drafted from the 6 the last 2 years because The first year I picked the 10, and then but I was in a slow draft league, and then a space opened up for the San Francisco Live, and it was only the 6th, so I jumped in there. So then last year I picked the 10th, and then my division got contracted, and I got automatically put in another division in the 6th spot. So I haven't been able to draft from the 10 yet. Interesting. We have Lamar first off the board, Saquon, Bijan, Jameer, and CD. I was looking at the going for 2 ADP today, and Bijan is the 101 so far in mock drafts.
Those guys know ball.
And there goes Genty, so that sucks. Because I like starting off with him. I love the points per carry, and I think that he is going to have a good 250 to 300 touches. And we know that he can catch, so I'm not worried about that at all. So let me queue up my guys right here. Oh, it's my turn, and he is there. Tight end premium, 3.5 points for a 10-yard catch, resulting in a first down. I will take Brock Bowers every day. And Trey McBride is the projected points leader, which is kind of wild.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Good.
Now,
these guys in the ball.
Who did you take, Chev?
I'm not on the clock yet. I've got 37 seconds.
Oh, you took the 12. Okay.
Yeah. I took the 12. Yeah, 7 wasn't available, so I took 12.
I'm not going to do any table talk right now because I want my guy that Delco Dave and I talked about earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, here both of the running backs that I really wanted are off the board because I'm in Dynasty brain, and redraft brain, little more difficult here. Want to maximize the touches because it is. I mean, wow. Okay, so now I'm on the clock, 59 seconds. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off the clock before King Henry or Malik Neighbors. Oh man. What should I do here? What should I do? The ADP tells me to do one thing. I feel like I should do another. Guess what I'm going to do?
That's not what I was going to suggest, but I like it. I like the aggressiveness.
The only thing that's ever slowed him down is injuries.
We don't have to like everything that we were going to do there.
That's what I was thinking was you were going to go Trey McBride.
I got 2 of them, so I didn't have to.
Boom.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
Wow. That's aggressive.
If that's my start, I'm happy.
Brock Bowers and Travis Hunter.
I want those IDP points, baby. You give him wide receiver position ability, and then you give him 3 or 4 tackles in a game, maybe a pass defended, maybe a pick 6 on top of a touchdown. Delco Dave said in our pre-show, imagine if he gets 2 touchdowns in a game on offense and then a pick 6 on defense. Are you kidding me?
That's in his range of outcomes. Like, he's that good. And they say he's more natural in defense. They're going to ramp him up on offense. So that's why he was running so much as a wide receiver at the mini camps. But, he's a generational talent, a truly generational talent. That words get overused. Correct. Truly a generational talent. He might change the way we think about the game.
He very well could. I mean, like, if we're talking about a guy who quite literally rewrote the way that we think about modern day football in terms of like what's possible. I mean, it wasn't possible for a guy to play full-time snaps on both sides of the ball. And a big part of the reason that he was playing wide receiver is because he never did any wide receiver stuff at Colorado. They just put packages in for him. And then, every time I talk about Travis Hunter, it turns into this long diatribe because he's so uniquely gifted. I'm just exercising a little bit more caution in terms of selecting him in dynasty drafts, but for IDP for this, this is pretty sexy.
Same. And I'm right there with you in dynasty. But Scott Fishbowl, it's a whole different ball game.
I'm on the clock again. It's super flex, correct, bigz?
It is super flex, but you can start 11 non-quarterbacks.
You can start 11 non-quarterbacks.
You don't have to start a quarterback.
Don't have to start a quarterback. Okay.
And there are only 2 quarterback slots, and those are the super flex slots.
And those are the super flex slots. Okay. So 35 seconds here. We're coming up against it. That's making me, I'm not gonna lie, this is making me nervous. And like now, what's the deal? Why is my thing all out of whack here? Are you showing me? Hey, pause it real quick, bigz, please.
Okay. Where's the pause?
Never mind. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're solid. Oh, we're gonna put some more touches in the lineup.
Okay. So he was next in my queue, but I'm gonna do this.
That's fair. That's fair. I deserve that. I deserve that.
And now we wait. So this is one of the reasons why I love the third round reversal. Because Breece Hall has been a first round in the running back in the Scott Fish Bowl for 2 years in a row. I got Brock Bowers, who with the tight end premium and 140 targets is going to smash. And then the Travis Hunter IDP points. I think I'm good with the first 3 rounds of this draft. And I love yours too. The Christian McCaffrey call is aggressive. He was the 101 in Scott Fish Bowl last year. And Trey McBride could very easily outscore Brock Bowers in this format. And you know how many touches Jacobs is going to get? Like 300.
Yeah, if not more. Like that's, you know, we're just taking some safe but aggressive shots. Like maybe, you know, Christian McCaffrey has RB1 overall upside. Josh Jacobs has been an RB1 overall. Trey McBride, if he scores a normal amount of touchdowns for somebody who got 138 targets, maybe he's a tight end 1. We're just being aggressive out here. We're going to take some aggressive, calculated but aggressive stances here and just see how it plays out.
Now, I was hoping that George Kittle was going to last 18 more picks, so I guess I can put that fantasy to rest.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey was going in the early second round in best ball drafts, and he now post NFL draft, he's creeped up to about the 9 slot is where he seems to be going. ADP hasn't fully adjusted for that. I think he's still like 11 on ADP, but he's going in the top 10. Like Christian McCaffrey at the 12 spot's a great pick.
Thank you. Like
we talked about it on our show last night, and the thing that scares me about him is how joint injuries can lead to soft tissue injuries, and I'm just afraid that he's going to have too many nagging hamstring and calf pulls because of his joint injuries. But
well, I mean, it was an Achilles injury, so we're talking soft tissue. The double Achilles tendonitis was what knocked us out, and then a PCL injury is what ended 2024. So I'm okay. I mean, he made it through. The biggest thing I wanted to see was, hey, are we going to be limited in any way, shape, or form going into train, like mini camp, whatever this was that they just did, OTAs and mini camp. He participated in every single practice. So until he doesn't, I'm going to treat him like he's back to being CMC.
Yeah. And Killis, don't worry, I don't hate you. I'm drafting in Northern California, so I don't think that if I don't draft Kittle in the first 3 picks, I don't think I'm getting him in the 4th round. Couple of really interesting hashtag Helen NorCal. Couple of really interesting builds here. Philadelphia going with 4 running backs, Jameer, Henry, Chuba, and Mixon. I like it. And then Kevin, what up, the boys? Jamar, Brian Thomas, AJ Brown, and Marvin Harrison. Interesting he led off with Jamar and not CD.
Well, I mean, it's pretty hard to turn away the youngest Triple Crown winner ever.
That's true.
Yeah.
And tomorrow at the NorCal Live Draft, I will be auctioning off my Jamar Chase autographed jersey. No! Oh, sniped. That was a real snipe.
Oh no, we suck again.
And running backs are dead for now. So, I got to make a volume play at wide receiver.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, good. You didn't do it. All right, sweet. I'm on the clock now.
You are on the clock.
Can't wait. Bricked up.
Oh yeah, that's Rice, baby. And Quinshawn is a good pitch. Good.
Yeah, I love the Judkins pick there, man.
My goal today, I even brought a sweat towel. I'm going to beat bigz in a mock draft for the first time ever.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
It's like the Harlem bigz is the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. He's never lost a mock draft.
Never lost a mock draft. I've won every single one of them.
Today, though, that streak ends.
No, I mean I basically won already. So
it's debatable. We'll leave it up to the people to decide.
It's not objective. It's a subjective
Ancient
thing.
Scholars maintain that it's up for debate.
I really don't like the dearth of running backs at this spot. I really wish I could have capitalized on some more heavy carry running backs, but it is what it is. Because there are 9 flex spots and 2 super flex, essentially you're kind of diluting positional scarcity. You just want the guys who are going to score the most points, period. And so going into the draft, if you have a cheat sheet that shows you points projections in this scoring format, that's probably going to help you as the league drafts and you just tick off in order the points projections. So in my actual draft room, I have a queue set up for the first 15 picks because I have pick 10 and pick 15. And I'm hoping to get two of the guys that I have in my top 15 because those are the top 15 projected point scorers in order.
Who you got your eye on here, bigz? Nobody can stop you now.
It's going to be a while before I get to pick again, but
yeah, that's true. We do got a ways to go.
And the other thing is I'm absolutely giving up the intel for all of my draft mates tomorrow. Anybody who watches this show who's in the draft with me tomorrow is going to be able to go,
that's what bigz would do.
Bigz isn't getting that guy.
Yeah, well, I love the Travis Hunter in the second round, man. That's something I'm going to be, like I said, we were talking before the show. That's something I'm going to be targeting too. Hunter's on my board.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the 101. But you know what? On the going for 2 ADP, he does not show up in mock drafts until like the 3rd or 4th round.
I mean, that's a cheat code level advantage, just knowing that going in. I'm sure it'll be corrected by the time I draft. I draft 11 days from now. Wait, what's the day? No, I draft 9 days from now. Math is hard sometimes, guys.
Math hard.
Alec, I don't know if you're familiar with how this goes, but you can't win. Only bigz can win. But today, like I said, I brought my sweat towel. I'm in the thick of it. Okay. And guess what's going to happen? I'm going to win this mock draft.
So Jamie Pirog's in the house. Jamie, I want to introduce you to Delco Dave. He's our new producer. So he's going to be here every week with us. And Jamie is also here every week with us. He's like the producer of our comments section.
Hey, awesome, Jamie.
You'll get to know him and love him.
And hate him. It's a love-hate relationship. Now there's a run on quarterbacks, and I got to be honest. The last 2 Scott Fishbowl drafts were super flex with like boosted quarterback scoring, and I punted quarterback till the 9th and 10th rounds in both of them.
Let's see what you do
the
here.
Value I was getting in the 9th and 10th rounds. And the first year I made the playoffs. Last year I was in the bottom 5%. But it's not because of the quarterbacks.
The dichotomy of man.
That was because I went too all in on kick returners.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There's kick return stats in this one.
You had it all in the bag with Rashid Shaheed. Had all those bags packed, didn't you?
No, I did not get Shaheed.
You did not get
going
Shaheed.
Too early for me.
Interesting.
But Xavier Gibson didn't play. The Cowboys guy Kevon Turpin.
Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah, Malik Washington, Josh Downs. Like it wasn't ideal for me. Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do.
I bet you are.
No, I don't think I am. I don't think that I am. Not here, anyway. There's still some. Well, I guess it would make sense to do it here.
Oh no! You did it! That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Well, I said I wasn't going to do it, and I was like, wait. Yes, I am. What a silly goose. What a silly goose I am.
It's all about
the 11th
silliness.
spot is a nice Detroit Lions stack. Goff, Laporta, and the Sun God.
Yeah. Did he do that on purpose, though? I feel like he didn't make his first pick.
I don't know, but St. Brown Neighbors to start is pretty good.
That's pretty nasty. I'm not going to lie. It's real good. It's real good.
So right there, my cue was Pollard, Jonnu, Ridley. And I went Jonnu over Ridley.
Interesting. Well, with the tight end premium, I could definitely understand that. I mean, I'm hoping that the Dolphins get their stuff worked out in terms of who, what they're going to do in terms of giving him a new contract or just, like trading him. I don't know that that's going to happen either, though. So it makes it a little, it's a little tenuous, but I'm a big Jonnu guy. I'm hoping that it works out. I mean, he's basically in the prime of his tight end career at 29 years old, coming off of a career year. So hopefully he can cash in on that. Would love to see it. Ooh, tight end run.
In what we were talking about, I forgot what show it was. We were talking about Tyreek Hill last night, and Schultze came out with a lot of pretty aggressive analytics about, and so I piggybacked and I went into Player Profiler and started, like diving in. And Tyreek Hill had 120 targets last year. He played 17 games. He ran 500 routes. He played more games and ran more routes than he did in 2023, and he had 50 fewer targets. So what that tells me is that there's a combination of either A, he's lost a step, B, they're working him out of the offense and focusing on other stuff like throwing the ball to Achane. But for some reason, all of these things are conspiring, and Tyreek is not, and maybe it could be the Jonnu Smith part of the equation. More short passes to Jonnu Smith, not necessarily needing to move the ball down to Tyreek Hill. And a 50 target drop in more routes run, more snaps is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think, 4 games worth of those targets are with no Tua. And then when Tua came back, it still wasn't very good. So I struggle with placement of him. I've been firmly in the avoid because of the things that you pointed out. I drafted Tyreek Hill 4th overall in a redraft league last year. And so, yeah, I don't need to be convinced that he's fallen off. I mean, I know he's still fast, but the problem that we're having is the fact that, like, we can't really, we've heard about him being slightly unprofessional, not showing up to meetings on time, doing all that stuff. And, like, he's asked for trades or done, like, attention-seeking stuff that people that are trying to get traded do on multiple occasions now. So it's, it's like, man, you had a good thing going here, and then you pissed your coach off. And so now they don't want to target you as much. And they have guys that show up on time, that do all the good stuff that they're giving the ball to. So 170 targets that's gone. I don't think it's coming back either.
Yeah. Yeah, same. All right. And give me the guy who has 250 carries and 1,000 yards for 4 seasons in a row.
That a boy. Hashtag hell of workout.
Yeah, he is from NorCal. He's from Alameda. He and Marshawn Lynch are buds. Jamie, what do you think about Kamara being top 5 overall in Player Profiler SFB rankings? I think that's an aggressive ranking. And my current SFB mock, I took 12 tight ends so far in 19 rounds. Well, there you go, Jamie. Nobody is going to beat you with the tight end premiums.
That a boy, Jamie. A lot of energy, a lot of focus. Way to pull it off. Way to get there.
Oh, is this me again? Not a lot of 100 target guys out there still. But here's one. Also with the easiest schedule in the NFL.
I like that with IU coming off the injury. I don't think he's going to be himself till probably halfway through the season. So Jennings can be out there. He's the main wide receiver target out there for sure.
And we saw what he did when he was primary.
But Delco Dave, have you not heard the good news about Ricky Pearsall and his end to the season? He got shot. Did you know that, Delco Dave?
I mean, listen, I'm not going to disparage anybody that gets shot in the chest and walks themselves to an ambulance. Like, props there, but no, I think Jawan Jennings is going to be the guy.
You're wrong, Delco Dave. It's Ricky Pearsall.
So we have a couple comments in the sleeper chat. Number one, Philadelphia, aka Alec Martin. You think Travis Hunter is a second-round pick and not start of 3? I think I am surprised. I'm shocked every time he doesn't go in the first round. And then Gridiron Goddess, who's drafting tomorrow. Shout out NorCal. Damn it, I thought Jennings would make it back to me. We're drafting with 49ers fans, so I don't think it's going to happen. Jamie says Kittle's getting 100 targets a game.
100.
That's a lot.
100 American U.S. targets per game, brother.
That is 130.7 Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how you know the exchange rate off the top of your head.
I love the math. We've been entrenched in the Canadian conversion rate from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and just their general conversion rates. For one of our good friends is that we host a show with is Canadian, so we've had to learn. We've been forced to learn Canadian math, or whatever you would call that particular set of numbers.
Yeah. So we were talking last night, and somebody mentioned Coach Retzlaff said, okay, think you're in a draft. It's a 10 team. And so I looked up the exchange rate of Canadian dollars. And so $10 is 13.7 Canadian. So it's a 10 team league is 13.7 Canadian teams. Yes, Jamie.
Nice.
That's why Jamie says Kittle was tight end 1 last year in points per game. Yes, that's why I wanted him in the 4th round.
You should have taken him in the 2nd round.
Kittle, but I wanted Hunt. Thunt.
So you didn't believe in Kittle being the tight end 1.
No, he is in points per game. But
only one thing can be true, Biggs.
He never plays a full season. So true to my draft strategy, we are now in the 10th round. I have 0 quarterbacks.
That a boy.
There's only one other team that has 0 quarterbacks.
You show that super flex who's boss.
And who are the quarterbacks that are around right now? Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Cameron Ward,
Lawrence Hunter. Stack it up. Lawrence Hunter.
Stafford, Penix, Tua, Bryce Young, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. There are running quarterbacks in there. And then when I pair the Jackson Dart throw later on, give me some carries.
Do it.
All right. So we're going Stroud here.
Oh, wow.
At what is that? QB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. At QB 18 with top 12 upside.
Dieci Ocho, for those of you who don't speak German.
That's one of my favorite things. Somebody asked, how am I doing? I say, excelente. That's Spanish. Not a lot of people know that, except if you speak Spanish.
The only thing I know in Spanish is uno cerveza, por favor.
That's a good one to know.
You want
No,
soap
no.
in your mouth, please?
No
One
Moss.
beer, please.
I'm just kidding.
No Moss is another one that is very
Am I on the
important.
clock? Have I been wasting time and I'm on the clock?
You are on the clock.
Oh.
Le clock in French.
Le clock. Oh, and I'm on the clock again.
Whoa. And you went with Richardson.
Richardson, yeah.
Interesting.
I want to hear your thoughts about Richardson because he's been polarized. I was all in on him last year, sunk a bunch of my best ball teams, but I want to know if I'm wondering if I want to run it back. So I would love to hear your thoughts on Richardson.
So my thoughts on Richardson, I believe that at some point he is going to reach his level. We've got the guys on Twitter that are tracking his stats per game versus Josh Allen. And I think that potential is there. I don't like the AC joint that he has in his shoulder. It's just not fun for me. And Daniel Jones is a perfectly cromulent backup if they're going to start the season and give Anthony Richardson a rest. So I have diversified my portfolio, and I have one team where I have both of them just in case. If I had Anthony Richardson, I went and picked up Daniel Jones, and then there are some that I've gone with Daniel Jones, like in the FCE Eliminator, and some where I've gone with Anthony Richardson, mostly in Dynasty. So I don't really have a solid take on the situation. I just know that I like Josh Downs a lot.
Okay. So here's the deal. We get usage bonuses, right? So if you notice, both of my quarterbacks I took are going to run the ball. This were the real deal, I would have taken Daniel Jones's insurance also as well too, because he runs the ball also as well too. So with that being said, I took a shot on Anthony Richardson here because if he's right and he's got his conditioning figured out to where he's not going to check himself out of the game, everybody in the Colts building is on notice. They're on they're on the hot seat. Everybody is. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, Chris Ballard, Shane Steichen, the whole shalangabang. They're all, and there's a world where this goes, we fit the camel through the keyhole, and this turns into one of the most prolific offenses. They redo the 2022 Philadelphia thing and they smash. And if that happens, it's because Anthony Richardson makes that Josh Allen-esque leap forward. That's the only way that it works. One of the two, him or Daniel Jones. I mean, it's possible for Daniel Jones. It's less probable because I don't think that Daniel Jones is going to run it as much as Anthony Richardson will if Anthony Richardson is given the freedom to just operate with autonomy and he realizes what he can, like what he's capable of. But I mean, this is a man that gave you basically a wide receiver, running quarterback one performance in like 16 snaps. Like that's how dynamic he is.
I agree 100%. He typically finishes either in the top 5 on a weekly basis or outside of the bottom 24. It's either top 5 or bottom. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Yeah, so if he can put it all together, man, you're talking me back into him, Chev.
Nobody should be worried about Richardson's shoulder injury because he couldn't throw with a healthy shoulder.
I see what you meant about being a love-hate relationship with Jamie.
Yeah, like
full disclosure, he's a Cleveland Browns fan too. So
yeah, he doesn't have a quarterback that can throw with either shoulder. So, and he's got like 17 of them on the roster.
All right, this is we're gonna go over this a little bit, talk about some of these builds and stuff. I do have a little bit of time. Back to the Richardson thing, I think what it really comes down to is, are you a projections guy or a history guy? And I tend to be more on the history wavelength than on the projections wavelength because I know his ceiling. But a lot of times, I used to be a Browns fan until the fourth. I used to be a Browns fan until the 4th round of the NFL draft. So there are a lot of times when I have a trouble with a take on a guy, I have to wait for them to have their breakout. You know what I mean? Like if they haven't done it yet, it's hard for me to project when they're going to do it. Perfect example of is Jamison Williams, or an even better one is Quentin Johnston. So judging based on the rookie season, you had to have been out on Quentin Johnston, but then last year he had 8 touchdowns and 750 something yards. So he was incorporated more into the passing game. You saw him show what he could do at an NFL level, and he took a step forward. So now I'm buying Quentin Johnston at cost because there is still some projection left. You know what I mean? But I had to see him do something first.
That's fair. That's fair. Right, and we still haven't seen him catch the ball when he's open. So that's something that we could, we could look forward to this year, potentially, maybe, hopefully, possibly.
All right. So first round of the Scott Fish Bowl, we go Lamar, Saquon, Bijan, Jamar Chase, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Ashton Genty, which is a great pick. I've taken him as RB1 because I think that's his potential. But getting him as RB4 is the perfect, like that's the sweet spot. That is the what do they call Earth? The golden golden zone. Because you're not buying him at RB1, which is like crazy. It's something only I would do. And you're likely gonna out ADP that performance wise. Then Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, that's pretty high to me. I'm glad that guy did it because it left Brock Bowers for me. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown is a fantastic second round pick. Christian McCaffrey, Trey McBride, that's a great start. Malik is 15th in projection, so that was a good spot there because Ricardo wasn't going to get him. I took Hunter. Got to take advantage of that ADP. Thank you, Schultze. The Goldilocks zone. So that's Genty's Goldilocks zone right there. And then Josh Allen, second quarterback off the board. Achane, Hurts, Jane Daniels, Derrick Henry, Brian Thomas, Nico Collins, Drake London, Bucky Irving. I don't know about Devon Achane's touches this year. I guess he's close to 300. Never mind. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Then we have the third round reversal.
203 carries, 78 catches.
Yeah, I don't want him more than a couple hundred carries, and if he's getting 80 targets, that's pretty fantastic. Josh Jacobs, nice high volume play. Jackson Smith and Jigba, love him. Breece Hall, Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor. The running backs are running. George Kittle, Kyron Williams, Chuba Hubbard, AJ Brown, James Cook, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. Lad McConkey, I like him to take a step up in his target share this year, so that's pretty good value in the fourth. All in all, like I know I won the draft. Sorry, everybody, but
you didn't.
There are some pretty interesting builds here. Bonehead waited till the 10th and 11th to draft tight ends.
Hey, bigz.
While I waited till those rounds to draft quarterback.
Hey, bigz.
Yeah.
How does it feel to no longer be undefeated in a draft?
I wouldn't know.
Are you processing it?
I mean, just considering the fact that I got TE1, wide receiver 1, and RB1 in the first 3 rounds, and then Jonnu Smith. There's no way that I.
Wait a minute. You said Trey McBride was projected for more points than Brock Bowers.
Oh, that doesn't mean he's going to do it. It just means that
he just did it in points per game last year. No big deal.
Killis says RB should be kings this year.
Kings last year.
Yeah.
Shout out to 2009, baby.
Except for my kick returners. And then Josh Allen in the second round is wild. Yeah, it is.
It is until you realize like he's got, the most consecutive first or second overall quarterback finishes of any quarterback maybe ever.
So I don't know how much of the beans I want to spill here, but based on projections, this is my top 15. Bijan, Saquon, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, Jamar Chase, Jaden Daniels, Jahmyr Gibbs, Lamar Jackson, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors. So I should have 2 of those guys by the time I pick at 15. I'm going to be happy with any of the 2 guys that I have. And that's a different projection than the one that I was talking about that says McBride was going to be the tight end one.
I agree with those guys, by the way.
We have 10 guests from the live Cincy lined up to talk during the drafts. So if you aren't already, I don't know about cross promotion, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not already subscribed to the Undroppables, go subscribe to the Undroppables. And tomorrow I will be doing video stuff from the Scott Fishbowl draft. Yeah. So everybody, thank you all for watching and stuff. Let me get some of this back. If I only had a producer.
Yeah, just need one of those.
Anyway, if you are playing in the Scott Fishbowl draft, or if you're playing in the Scott Fishbowl, you already have your invite, you already got your divisions, all that stuff. Go to fantasycares.org and go get some merch. Get merch from your division, get merch from your favorite teams. I have the Raiders shirt, the Oakland A's shirt, the Giants shirt, the NFL shirt, the MLB shirt, the Tadpole Bowl, the Kings shirt. I got more on the way. I got the hat. All of it goes to charity. I'm writing all this off, you guys. Like every penny that I spend, I'm writing off. And so go to fantasycares.org and make a donation, buy merch. There is a rumor out there that when they have a list of people who have made donations, if they haven't gotten invitations yet, those people have a higher likelihood of getting an invitation to the Scott Fishbowl for next year if they have a history of donating. I don't know if that's true or not. It's something that I've heard. I'm not trying to shill. I'm just saying, like, for those of you who are waiting on your invitations, haven't got one, have applied for a couple of years, whatever. My first time I got in was through one of the contests that I saw on Twitter, and it was one of those random 100-yard races, and I was very excited. And it led to all of this. So maybe Scott Fishbowl can change your life too, the way that it changed mine.
Plus, it's all for charity. Like, just do some good in the world.
Yeah,
it's all
be better
charity.
about yourself, please.
So tomorrow we've got our raffle. We've got auctions. Some of the auction items, we got a Bill Romanowski autographed jersey, 49ers jersey. We got a Frank Gore autographed Niners helmet. We've got a John Taylor picture. I'm donating some bottles of booze. We've got all kinds of like gift certificates and stuff like that. That's all going to be raffled and auctioned off. And the charity that I chose is a local charity in Sacramento. I'm having an earthquake. I'm in Northern California. So I'm not really having an earthquake. My dog is trying to dig down to the ground floor from up the second story office. But so all these things are going to be auctioned off. And I chose a charity called Waking the Village, which basically provides care and services for homeless families, mostly like their school-age children who don't have a home. Gives them all, a good services, social work, counseling, things like that. It's all for a good cause. Every local live draft has a chosen local charity, and then everything else is Toys for Tots nationally. So it's a super good organization. It really means that Fantasy cares. There's a lot of good in the world, and there's 5,000 people playing this year. So it's going to be a good time. Anything you guys want to add?
I would like to highlight Zach Schultz's comment here.
This one?
Yes.
All right. Does it have to be all at once, or can I just run like a couple of like 10-yard dashes?
You're a cable guy. You just do line drills.
So, as an athlete, I am a quick twitch guy. I'm not an endurance guy. I'm short, explosive movements, and not built for the stamina game. So I'll do like 10 little 10-yard wind sprints.
We're actually doing a 40-yard dash contest to determine our draft order in one of my leagues this year.
That's a good idea. I would hope to beat 6.
Yeah, that's my goal. I want to be sub 6. That really is my goal.
I was sub 5'4" when I was in high school, with very little training, but I was also quite not as heavy.
Oh, Chev's just shaking his head. Like, nah.
Yeah, my Achilles exploded coming off a third running home from softball, and I haven't thought the thought of sprinting now just gives me so much PTSD that I'm just like, nah. Like, I turn my treadmill on, I turn the incline up, and that is my exercise. My days of sprinting, doing athletic stuff, like I don't hoop anymore. Like, nah. I can't afford. I don't want to be off work for that long just to recover from like, oh yeah, you wanted to do something fun you used to do when you were a kid. Guess what? Stuff's gonna explode now.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of exploding and running, we're doing it on the 4th of July. So we're gonna have fireworks and beers, and then we're running the 40-yard dash.
Oh,
I want to be behind the 40-yard dash runners with a Roman candle going, run.
How old are you, Dave?
I'm 35, Jeff. Most of my friends are all like 33 to 40. Yeah,
my Achilles exploded.
So I blew up my ankle playing basketball, came down, got hip checked. The side of my foot crumbled under, all of my weight coming straight down after I went up for a rebound. I could hear it from 6 feet away. I could hear the crunch. And then my existence became a black ball of pain. There was no sight, vision, hearing, and it was just this ball of pain. And then baseball, I was making a play at third base, stepped, turned my ankle a little bit, put my other foot down to brace myself, and my patella tendon popped. So I had to have surgery on that. But have you ever done that thing where you push your arms against the inside of a door frame for like a minute, and then when you let your arms go, they kind of float up?
I have no idea what that means.
I've never done.
Okay, get in the middle of a door frame, put your palms on the inside of the door frame, and push as hard as you can for a minute. And then once that minute is over, let your arms drop, and your arms will float out of the side. Okay. I was playing hardball. One of our teammates was 410 pounds. He hit a ball to the fence in the playoffs. As he was rounding first, he looked and thought, I shouldn't go. And then he was like, no, I'll go. Planted his foot in the ground, pushed off, and his Achilles completely blew apart.
Yeah,
his calf was up beneath the back of his knee in a ball.
Yeah. That's how that. Yeah.
My teammate and I walked out there, and we each got him on one of our shoulders and carried him off the field. And then when we set him down, that whole side of my body started floating up, just like that door frame thing.
No shit.
It was weird.
That's wild.
Jamie knows what I'm talking about.
You just push into a door handle real hard, or a door frame?
The door frame. You push out for a minute, and then your arms will float up.
Wait, I like how Jamie said, I do that, not I did that. As if like he still does it regularly.
He's doing it.
I do that.
It's like, oh, first my wolf pack. I was more of a one-man wolf pack. And then my door handle, my door pushers.
That just made me think of all of the things that I used to do in middle school, like the door frame thing and the making myself burp and stuff I haven't done in decades. But he's like, yeah, I do it all the time.
I mean, it's been a few weeks, but yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
All right.
You know, there's not a lot to do in Ohio. There really isn't. All right, you guys. Thank you all for watching the stream. I'm going to go to work. Get ready for the Scott Fishbowl shindig tomorrow. We will be back next week with more Scott Fishbowl stuff, getting Chev ready, and you know, maybe Delco Dave will be a little bit more on the ones and twos.
Yeah. I started you know, I started out my win streak today. I just want to thank everybody who was involved. I honestly want to thank bigz for putting this all together, really allowing me to win here to get my confidence up. So delusion is real. I just want to thank Brendan first and foremost. Then I want to thank, my wife. Honestly, you know, behind every man is a good woman. And so, you know, you really just appreciate things when you become a winner like this. And I appreciate bigz for letting me win today. Now I'm prepared to go into my Scott Fishbowl draft next Sunday, and I'm going to dominate there too. If I can dominate bigz, I can dominate anybody.
Yeah, I had the same feeling when I came in second at the poker tournament at Expo last year. You know, it feels like a win for you, Chev, and I really respect that. There's no dishonoring in coming in second. You know, it's as easy as that. Still undefeated. We'll see you guys next week.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.
My son is texting me asking for my